another character that can just hit those survey beacons so easily.
Oh.
Fuse now is the highest selected legend. Anyway, Kinatrope under fire.
Already a fight going down, no surprise. A lot of teams already moving through Monument and Fragment. And Aurora sending this one. That's going to be 2 dead on the side of Kinatrope, and that's going to be Aurora picking up a couple of points. Now, boy, do they need them. Everyone's still on their feet. VKG having a look at this. LQ's moving in. Cass is having a look at this as well. Flap just been eliminated, by the way. Off screen. That's Gen G getting busy already. If this is the pace we're going to play out, I'm going to need an oxygen tank.
Well, Aurora under fire from another squad now. VKG trying to third party here, but
What is happening?
Can you do the job? No! Effect goes down, and Hiaka, suddenly there's a lot of responsibility to finish off this fight.
It's going to be a 1v1. Hiaka trying to play behind the knockdown shields. Where's the last remaining member? There he is. It's QQ, and he's got an armor advantage as well. Now, do they have the time to finish this one off cleanly? Hiaka's burning. Hiaka's struggling. Aurora are gone. That's QQ to the rescue.
That is 2 1v1s for Hiaka now, where he just hasn't been able to come up clutch. A lot of pressure on that young man as well. Didn't want to take the fight, saw he had an armor disadvantage, saw he was on altar and thought maybe I can get away and get the rest of the team up. How different would have that fight been if it was a controller player, perhaps one of your fraggers like Effect in the 1v1 instead. But Aurora are now going to have to turn to matches 9 and 10 to try and catch up here. It's a big task, a big ask for them.
Ninjas in Pajamas hold one of those qualification spots at the start of this game. But it can change very, very quickly if you go out early. There is no worse feeling than holding a spot, thinking you're going to match point finals, and then dying early and having to see the rest of the lobby eat those points up that you could have had. They made the most of the zone last time we saw them on our screens, but that was on Storm Point. Now we're on World's Edge. They've got a little bit further to go.
So 11 fuses in the lobby, which is what I was saying before all that commotion started happening as well. So expect a lot of bombardments happening in terms of how many grenades can be popped out as well. And here is one of them. Shopify Rebellion Zainu on the fuse, and they are taking a look towards No Name right now. Virtus Pro currently reside in those houses. There are available buildings here. And Shopify Rebellion, I think, have noticed that, so they're just going to move down and probably claim one.
Dorito's free, but it's not the best building. By the way, Kinatrope have just been eliminated as well. PXX. Amadow's the last player to go down for Kinatrope. We saw him involved in that early scuffle, or should I say, saw Kinatrope involved in that early scuffle. And Dorito building isn't prime. Zap's taking a bit of damage on the cross here. Has to be very, very careful. It looks like Shopify want to try and take this. A little bit of a risk considering how many teams are in and around Fragment probably having a look at this.
Well, and the fact there are buildings available they can play, but perhaps they just feel like VP are in a winning position, a winning building. And Shopify Rebellion do need points. They're in 10th place. And perhaps they feel like just surviving until the late game isn't enough. They need to be finding a win.
Hostile spotted.
Ninja in Pajamas is going to be safe here for quite some time. Eventually they're going to have to look to go through the likes of Wolves Esports, but SR versus VP continues, and the Motherload is doing some damage here for Taskmaster. However, Prestis is down. Zap's going to swing. That's 2. That's VP down. That's why Shopify wanted to fight, because they win it clean.
That's a huge win for Shopify Rebellion. Not only do you take the entirety of this area now, and arguably one of the more comfortable buildings to hold, you get points on the board and you eliminate another team in the area. I mean, if it doesn't pull all this way, then maybe Shopify Rebellion don't fancy staying, obviously. As Gen G, now we can check back at the replay they had in the initial engagement with Flat. It was a very quick wipe in the end. But where does Shopify Rebellion set up? Do they continue to hold, or do they wait for a little bit of information that they could gather from No Name?
I think they're just going to wait for zone to close. Everybody else is going to be stacked up on the Fragment side of where this zone is. Shopify just trying to clear their backs, essentially. They will walk in. They can let the lobby take care of itself if it pulls anywhere near to where they are. And even if it doesn't, they've got the walk-in that they can look to third-party all of these teams that will be coexisting. So Shopify in a really, really good spot for now. And if it goes to the north, they also have the option of just wrapping up to the epicenter high ground. So lots of options available for Shopify Rebellion. Away from the zone. He's going to take a look at Neo heading into countdown through the skies. And a landslide is RRQ.
And Neo, another one of those teams who are almost in Hail Mary territory. Going into match 8 here. If they were to fall early, it's going to be very difficult going into 9 and 10. Well, that doesn't give us much more information. It is still going to be hovering around both, and Shopify Rebellion are going to head back up to the eastern side right now. Like you were saying, just waiting for that zone to close, spreading themselves out, making sure they're looted and booted at the same time.
Interesting to see Wolves and Gen G. Obviously, they don't have the next zone information from where they've been positioned, playing both of the chokes, both the Geyser choke and the Siphon choke. Well, at some point, they're going to have to engage. They're going to have to move up towards that zone. So keep your eyes on that. Ninjas in Pajamas actually rotating back towards Wolves and that choke. And you've also got Zipline Mafia coming through the tunnel from Harvester. So we're about to see a few bullets fired for sure as teams start to engage and get squeezed together on that choke.
A very important fight if it does happen as well. Zipline Mafia in 6th place, that cut-off position right now. NIP, they are in 4th place at 59 points. So if either of these go down, it would be great for the rest of the lobby. But for Ninjas in Pajamas, it's been a very treacherous journey to this point.
Well, let's jump into the comms with Ninjas in Pajamas and see what the plan is to try and get through this choke.
100 another! You might need to portal him.
Yeah, keep coming. I'm fine. You need to portal mine?
Yep, sure thing. You're gonna die there.
He's jumping on me.
I'm joking. He ran back up, Broke him. I'm gonna try and take high brain.
Okay. I'm in portal.
6 zip right away, Cole. We're looking
I might die.
No, you're fine. We're looking. Coming. They're zipping blue on. Yeah. We'll shot that guy. They're going for the wrap.
Fuck, man, that Bang and Caustic were low. Fuck.
I'm gonna go grab him.
Crack the first guy. I mean, should we not just mirror them, bro? Are they not gonna fight?
There's a team here, also. Okay. There's 2 teams here. We just fight this team, okay? There's 2 more teams at Geyser. There's a team in this building and a team...
You can see some of the conversations that are being had between Vayne, Kurev and Cole about what the plan is. They're thinking, shall we mirror them? Are they going to fight someone? Zipline Mafia, of course, we saw on our screens. This is a replay of the fight we saw take place a little bit earlier on between VP and SR. You can see how clean it was. But for Ninjas in Pajamas, it's a pretty tough rotate for them to have to make here. Wolves still holding the choke in front of them, and the longer they take, they've got more teams looking to squeeze them, potentially from behind here. And now they know it.
I think that's the main problem, is the chokes that are being held by Wolves and Gen G makes it very difficult for these teams arriving from the south right now. And NIP are soon going to be aware of PXX. And the trouble is, if you engage in this, it does open up the door for Wolves Esports to join into the fight. And we've already seen Wolves throughout this tournament take some questionable fights themselves. But perhaps this one is one they might want to take, because you clear the entirety of the south if you win it. The ring closing certainly will affect this fight as well. It's going to force it a little bit as it begins to close now.
A little bit of a double take there as I saw an R301 in the hands of one of our pro players for the first time in quite some time. I guess the fact we're on World's Edge, it kind of makes it feel somewhat comfortable. Ninja Pajamas, they've got a hold here. And then they have to work their way forward. They've got 20 seconds on zone. Everybody who is involved in this area has to squeeze themselves in towards zone. And there's only room for certain teams to survive. Kurev having to pop the battery here, does have the mother low, but you don't want to waste it knowing that you've got potentially another fight in front of you with Wolves.
And just to make it more interesting, a Mythic Bin is spawning up by Wolves as well. So there are plenty of things to be considering here for all these teams. But NIP, it is focusing on PXX right now as the Dark Veil goes down. And it's a lot of damage coming out of PXX here.
A lot of damage coming on either side. But Ninjas in Pajamas off the back of the motherload aren't looking healthy at all. Cole's down. Vayne might be down soon as well. He gets the armor swap off of Cole's box. And desperately just spams some thermite to try and buy time. PXX now being wrapped by RRQ. This might save the day here for NIP.
Wolves are looking at it as well. We may see both of these teams go down here. NIP and PXX are going to struggle. Vayne's going to try and get out of dodge, see if he can maybe rescue the rest of the team.
PXX and Resin down there.
Resin though, do you see him?
Vayne had to jump back in the port because he's only got 1 health. He would have died to zone immediately there. This is a mess. The grenades flooding towards him. Somehow Kurev and Vayne is still holding on. He gets the medkit popped. They might get the shield bat popped, and now do you take the portal? Do you try and risk going back into zone here?
Easy Flash is staying here. The rest of RRQ have left. And Easy Flash says, no, maybe I can do a little bit of damage. Now he'll get Enough of a warning sign to say, I need to retreat to the rest of the team, and he's going to wrap back round thanks to being a Wraith with the rest of the squad.
Takes the Void Nexus. Wolves still holding, still waiting to see what's going on and wondering why we haven't got any KP out of all of this. We've got a Kraber in the hands of No Name. There's a 150. Difficult lessons to be taught if you're on the NIP side of things right now.
I mean, this is probably why teams left, because Wolves are just holding such an advantageous position.
There's one. But Gen G, out of nowhere, now put the pressure onto Wolves.
And now Wolves have to get out of dodge as well. The Altar and the Wraith have been saving people's bacon right now.
Both Wolves inside of the phase dome. And they go towards No Name. Can they get a reset here?
Yeah, I wonder if Vayne can actually get ahead of this zone as well. Kurem's been able to get out, but then just get spotted. Vayne's going to be the last remaining. And it is going to be Gen G who start to focus.
RRQ and Wolves continue to make acquaintances on this side of the map. Vayne, 20 HP. It's felt like he's played most of the game with this. He's 1 HP now, and NIP are gone. And they have fallen early. A nightmare situation now to have to watch the rest of the lobby. No Name still with his Kraber in his hand, by the way.
It allows so many teams to start catching up, doesn't it? But that Kraber could certainly do a lot as RRQ get eliminated. That's a second place team eliminated. So that's second and fourth now out of the lobby early. And again, everyone licking their lips.
Here comes G again!
They will not let them go.
GK trying to sweep behind as well. Somehow Wolves are still alive. No idea how. It's an absolute mess on this southern side of zone.
We've not really been able to talk about where the zone's pulling. It's going to Fragment, of course, but then it's going to the northern side. There's going to be a couple of buildings that are in there as PXX eventually get confirmed as eliminated from the competition. Sorry, from the server, not the competition just yet.
Careful.
Careful, I won't want to eliminate anyone too early. But it's not looking good for them in 12 points as JDG on 49 points. One of the chasing teams, and they'll take out Neo.
Floating by name, floating by nature. Soars through the sky. Off the back of the double jump and gets an easy finish. As now we go over to Zipline Mafia once again. By the way, Shopify Rebellion, who were here a long time ago, if you're wondering where they are, they're all the way at the northern side of the zone. And Wolves, no way! They pulled off the impossible. No Name does not show up on radar.
Much to the delight of the Wolves fans in-house as well. They'll be back to a 3. They're currently in 5th position in the overalls. And it's so important you get some of these extra placement points on the board, especially when you see some of those falling around you. Because if teams at the top are not getting the points, those chasing you are definitely going to be picking them up.
No Name is almost single-handedly keeping Wolves alive here. Now the phase dome is down. And if you're Crazy Khan and Wenex, I think you're just sitting there at the moment and thinking, do you know what, we trust you, just take us anywhere. They are bang center of zone, but they have absolutely no cover. Crazy Kong somehow stays alive here. Dino's been eliminated in the meantime. Gen G are fighting them, but Wolves are just going crazy, trying to find a corner, trying to find somewhere safe.
Every door is blocked. Gen G get eliminated elsewhere. TIE are going to be on the other side of this, and nades start to come out. Can TIE get bullied away? Because Wolves, they just need somewhere to call home. Finally, they break the door down. And they're going to take this fight to TIE.
No Name, more damage. Still has that Kraber in the back pocket, by the way. Don't forget about that thing. And they take control of the door as well. So now, with Catalyst in the composition, at least they know they control that door. That's a big moment. That's somewhere, at least, for them to play their backs against.
I think they're just a little bit worried about from height, are they going to get shot? At the moment, they are going unseen. Trying to put on a show for us. We might see a few of those attempts.
If first it doesn't work, try again. Maybe the thermite will create the opening here. There's TIE on that high ground. And No Name. No fear.
They're slowly forcing them higher and higher. There's only so many levels here in this building.
That wall's going to need a replaster. And you can do this due to the infinite ammo. Still not connecting with the no scopes.
All it takes is one.
This is the one. I feel it.
And with the Wolves fans praying for it.
This is the one. Okay, maybe next one.
Maybe the next one. Infinite ammo, it doesn't matter, right?
Well, GK have just put it above. Zipline Mafia are trapped to the moment. Kazak has to swing past to try and create a path for Excuse to stay alive. He's not going to be able to. That's VK Gaming eliminated in those moments as well. Shopify Rebellion, by the way, on that northern side still. With now JD Gaming joining them. Kazak as a solo on the Pathfinder, still alive. Wolves, by the way, has been... I don't know how they're here. I don't know how they're alive. But I can tell you that they are.
Well, now TIE can't go any higher either with GK arriving. By the way, second, third, and fourth all out of the lobby right now. 9 squads remaining. Shopify Rebellion doing some damage. As you can see in the kill feed, TIE and Wolves both getting involved. There's JDG who lost a player. Finally, that Kraber gets put to use.
I told you he'd hit one.
You were the bad luck charm. That's what it was.
Well, Zainu, he's bullying JDG at the moment. The mother load goes in. The knuckle clusters afterwards, but they haven't managed to finish him off quite yet. JDG's still alive. I think it's Floating who's the last man there.
Shopify Rebellion, if they can take out JDG in a very winnable position. I only say that because they'll be the only team on the north. Everyone else is in the buildings of Fragment on this southern side right now. That is 7 teams within these buildings, whether they're on top, down below, or sandwiched in between. And this is where you need a game plan. This is where the legend composition is going to be a big factor. The wraiths come into play.
Catalyst might go crazy in this endgame as well. If you can wall off a side of this zone,
Oh yeah.
and buy a little bit of time just to isolate a fight, isolate yourself away from the lobby, then you might have a pretty good time.
This is the power position though for Shopify Rebellion. The only worry is if everyone starts to get this, Wraith portaling into the middle, you have to make sure you bully them away as quickly as possible. TIE now, they go out of the frying pan and into the fire, and they have to send themselves back, but Zone's going to force them in once more.
Shopify have to move soon as well. This Rock won't be in for long. TIE have been eliminated. The Wraith portal does not work out for them. JD Gaming will follow. Shubi the last player standing. No name, by the way, with the Kraber. Hits one onto Zainu.
Oh, no.
And that opens things up. There's the cat wall, but GK are in front of them. Nox in front of them. Nox gets down.
And now No Name can use this to his advantage as the rest of the team pushes through. GK going to try and utilize Newcastle to get back up. But actually, Wolves, they benefit from this heavily as GK Esports eliminated. Shopify go down as well. That Kraber crucified them.
DCG jump out in the zone, trying to hit a late evac, trying to do a little bit of lamppost dancing. No Name waiting for the opportunity to strike. Everyone is going up into the skies, but if you go up, you've got to come back down. Zipline Mafia eliminated, 4 squads remaining, and this is the No Name show.
Absolute carnage, no defensive legends, no walls to work with, really.
He's on his own.
It's all down to No Name. Last 3 teams.
I'd say there's no chance, but I've thought that about 3 or 4 times in this game. Caustic Gas a problem. Synap tries to pull behind him, has to jump into the void. Gets second place. Oh, but with 3 alive, there's no chance for No Name. As Relove will win it, but boy,